7 Part 2 picks up the story about 18 months after the destruction of the Black Gate, and the Avatars discovered some troubling news.
My liege, all we found among Batlin's belongings was this enchanted scroll, and a map showing the way to a place called the Serpent Isle.
Indeed.
Really? It took you 18 months before you finally decided to go searching through his stuff, the Archmage who attempted to bring an evil red god into the world and teleported away from you vowing revenge? It only just now occurred to you to go looking through his stuff to see if he had a backup plan written down somewhere?
No, you cannot do that! You must not! Damn you, Avatar! Damn you!
Okay, well, that's done. I'm on vacation! Woo!
Or shouldn't we look for the wizard who built the Black Gate in case he tries to build another one?
Eventually. Hey, who's coming to Buccaneer's Den? We hurry, we can still catch happy hour. I'm driving! Chicks dig the magic carpet! Woo!
Stand back!
Batlin, in the unlikely event that the Avatar stops me from coming through the Black Gate, I command you to follow the unwitting female human Gweno to the Serpent Isle. There I shall outline my plan to destroy Britannia.
Oh, and you should probably destroy this scroll too, just in case they take the bizarre investigative leap and actually search through your belongings. And since when did the Guardian start handing out his orders on magic holographic scrolls anyway? We've seen he's perfectly capable of telepathic communication between dimensions, and Batlin was the guy he started talking to in Britannia from the beginning. You're telling me Batlin couldn't remember the phrase, "Go to Serpent Isle"? He had to keep that magic scroll laying around for future reference?
'Tis my worst fear. I must send the Avatar through the pillars to the Serpent Isle.
My second worst fear is eating a loaf of bread laced with rat poison, but that seems unlikely to pass. Your ship passes between the Serpent Pillars and teleports away to end up immediately beached on a strange and distant land, the eponymous Serpent Isle. And hey, I even used the word eponymous correctly. And you remember how I complained in my scathing review of Ultima Underworld 2 that even though you're a 9-time savior of Britannia, for some reason you start your adventure with no weapons or armor or spells? Well, in this game, you and your companions arrive on Serpent Isle armed to the teeth with all the swag you got in the Black Gate and more. Everyone's got everything! Magic armor, magic bows, magic arrows, magic throwing axes, magic shields, magic spears, and magic helmets, magic everything, a sword that protects you from magic, and you've remembered to pack your fully loaded spellbook along with the most powerful weapon in existence, the Black Sword. Although, we did forget one thing, we kinda forgot to pack the magic carpet. I mean, being able to fly might have been slightly, kinda massively useful, but whatever. I mean, finally some common sense, right? The world's greatest heroes actually start the adventure prepared. And then seconds later, you all get struck by lightning repeatedly, which instead of killing you, teleports every single piece of equipment away. Because God hates me. But you know what? I'm not even mad, because at least this game gives you a reason all your equipment goes missing. At least it's not Underworld 2, where the only explanation is you showed up to a party fat and out of shape and wearing nothing but burlap. At least here it's part of the plot. And that reason is the island is racked with bizarre magic storms called teleport storms. When something here is struck by lightning, it's replaced by something else, something completely random from somewhere else on the island. So my precious black sword is now replaced by a rock. And I'm now wearing a woman's fur cap in place of my magic helm. I've got someone's silk stockings, and, you know, I think I kind of got the shaft on this particular exchange. But at least it motivates you to go questing to find your missing items and get them back. This place is pretty weird, though, and you get in trouble right away. See, the people here aren't exactly the biggest fans of Lord British. I mean, join the club, right? Me neither. I figure we should get along great. Pompous crown-wearing douchebag. But the rest of your companions freaking love the guy for some reason. Even when it becomes clear that everyone else on Serpent Isle hates British and has basically demonized the guy historically, your boys just carry on raising toasts to the idiot and singing songs about him in bars, which gets you arrested and put on trial for treason almost immediately. Why did they hate the guy? Well, back in the DOS era, before we had more than 3 colors in our games, Lord British wasn't the only sovereign around. The land was called Caesarea back then. Remember all those other kings in Ultima 1 who had their own captive princesses? Yeah, well, when Lord British came forward and proclaims that he's discovered the one true religion based on a book he found that comes from outer space, a few people had some understandable objections. Turns out people don't like having a stupid fakey theology imposed on them by royal mandate. Turns out people kinda get suspicious when only one copy of this holy scripture exists, and it's hidden behind impenetrable magic wards, and only one man can even look at it. And this asshole is supposed to be your messiah. Yeah, let's just say a few people called bullshit on Lord British. So in the end, these people who objected, 3 entire nations of people, were forced to leave the planet entirely, because they wanted to continue pursuing their own philosophical beliefs free of persecution. Still thinking Lord British is a good guy, he declares himself king over the entire planet, crushed all resistance before him, creates his own theocratic monarchy, and instead of tolerating any other form of worship or religious belief in his domain, forced thousands of people into extra-dimensional exile. What an asshole! This intolerant prick refuses to even countenance the presence of those who don't blindly follow his made-up religion without question. This wouldn't be the first or last time this would happen either. I mean, in Ultima 6, he didn't even attempt to pursue diplomatic relations with the gargoyles either. He just sends the Avatar to go slaughter everyone who threatens his precious shrines. In fact, the only reason he accepts a truce in the first place is when the Avatar forcibly imposes one on him by giving one of the vortex lenses to the Gargoyle King. What makes British even worse is that his religion is actually a complete lie. A lie that's revealed when you get to Serpent Isle and find the ruins of the ancient people who used to live there, a race of people called the Ophidians. The Ophidians believed in godlike serpents representing the conflicting principles of order and chaos, and they followed their own virtues based on those forces. The serpents take the form of 2 snakes wrapped around together in conflict.
2 snakes coming together, facing each other. But they're one.
Actually, it's 3 snakes. There's one snake in the middle called the Great Earth Serpent of Balance. Here's the thing, though. The Ophidians are entirely correct. The Serpents of Order and Chaos actually exist. You see them. Hell, you talk to them. They are fucking real. So real, in fact, that when the serpent in the middle that keeps order and chaos from destroying each other goes missing, the resulting imbalance and conflict starts to unravel the fabric of reality itself, and threatens to not only destroy Britannia and Serpent Isle, but all of existence in every dimension everywhere. Basically, the serpents are God in these games. What does this have to do with anything besides Lord British being every bit the power-mad, intolerant, murderous skid mark the Caesarians think he is? Well, as I said, the Serpent of Balance has been lost. I think what happened is that in Ultima 3, Exodus got so powerful he somehow managed to rip the Earth Serpent out of the Void and bound it to guard Castle Death, and from there, I don't know, it got sealed up in a statue. In the meantime, the other 2 snakes started fighting. The Order Serpent ended up killing the Chaos Serpent, and that really fucked things up. And that's why there are teleport storms. That's the universe destroying itself. And Batlin, well, he's got his own plan, although I'm not 100% sure I fully understand the big picture here. He's gathered the 3 pieces of the Chaos Serpent, and he wants to use them to somehow steal their power. He even tells you that he plans to use this power to become immortal and overthrow the Guardian himself. But something goes wrong, again I'm not sure what, but when Batlin tries to open the Wall of Lights, access the Void, and gain this power, lightning strikes him from out of nowhere and just kills him.
See how I reward those who fail me.
Yeah, but what? The Guardian did that? So he can just smite any poor bastard he wants with Sith lightning at any time? Why doesn't he just use that to kill the Avatar? He could have done that before he destroyed the Black Gate. I don't know. But here's the really bad news. When Batlin fucks up the spell, it releases 3 raw elemental forces of chaos known as the Chaos Banes, and they infect the bodies of your companions and turn them into demigods of chaos. Shamino becomes the Bane of Anarchy. Dupré turns into a monster called the Bane of Wantonness, basically the spirit of lust and selfish desires. And Iolo becomes the Bane of Insanity. Whoa, looks more like the Bane of severe allergies to me. But this is a pretty fucking badass plot, having your friends turn against you and you having to find a way to bring them down. Although I still have to laugh at poor Shamino here. Everyone else gets an awesome new demonic makeover. Dr. Insano here gets the clenched teeth and horrible bloodshot eyes. Dupré gets turned into some deranged lizard head guy. And Shamino, the terrible Bane of Anarchy, gets the exact same dopey hangdog look he always had. He just sort of glows blue. I'm sorry, I just can't see the world quailing in terror before a dude in a deerstalker cap. So your old friends, now possessed of this godlike fury, wage a campaign of genocide across the entire island and kill just about everybody. Yeah, well, I didn't need them anyway. They're not really my friends, because I've got the Create Automaton spell, so I'll just make robot versions of my friends and dress them up the same way, and they'll be better, because they don't have to eat or poop or anything. And robots don't abandon you. Not like people do. Anyway, this game is widely considered to be the best of the series because of the high stakes and the shocking turns the plot takes with your longtime companions when you're forced to hunt them down and attempt to restore their sanity. And I'm mostly inclined to agree, because I love Ultima 7, but again, I have to play the bad guy for this review. There's a few nagging problems with the game engine that really started to wear on me in the second game. Playing Part 1 and Part 2 back-to-back can cause a real severe case of burnout because of these problems. The first thing is the font they chose for all the dialogue. It's this old English calligraphy-style font, and there's a ton of it. It's just hard to read, and even though it's outlined in black, it tends to blur together with the background graphics. I just really wish they'd chosen a more basic, easy-to-read font without the swirls and curls, and put a darkened backdrop behind the text. It gives me a headache. Second, the game is really glitchy. It has this nasty habit of letting monsters respawn when you scroll a region off-screen in return, which is either bad design or it's needlessly cheap. Sometimes characters get stuck inside inaccessible buildings or in weird behavior loops that prevent you from getting needed quest items. A harmless but really funny example of this is when city guards run into each other on patrol and get into an endless argument over who should get the fuck out of the way.
You're in my way.
Need you to move.
You gotta move away from there.
You're in my way, sir.
Move it. You're in my spot.
Move over, sir.
Move over.
You're in my spot, sir.
I love it. I keep waiting for them to get into a fist fight. Speaking of fighting, I never really feel like I have any control over the combat either. I never do anything. Whenever I get attacked, all I do is push a key to activate combat mode, and I pretty much just sit back and watch the fight play out automatically. All the characters just mob together in one big clusterfuck, everybody's swinging swords at indeterminate targets, things are exploding, the action is obscured with character dialogue, and in a few incomprehensible seconds, it's just over and I loot bodies. I basically have no meaningful input to the outcome of fights aside from how I equip the characters, and combat just becomes a spectator sport, which is in stark contrast to the strategic decisions involved in earlier games. If you're having trouble with the combat, I found the best thing to do is collect sleeping potions, which ordinarily have no practical value, except if you open your inventory during combat, you can use the sleeping potion on your enemies, and for some reason this works. They just fall into a coma on the spot. So if the Chaos Banes get together and start kicking your ass, apparently in the middle of combat you can just force feed them sleeping potions, and they're rendered completely helpless. I have no idea if this is a glitch or an intentional design decision. It's like the Bronze Men who eat the poison grass and clones of Bruce Lee. Why would they do this? The interface really starts to get on your nerves too. Nothing is as easy as it should be in this game. Here's a prime example. All I want to do is put this Black Rock Serpent inside this slot in the temple's floor, but come on. The game just doesn't understand that God damn it! Why does it have to be this precise? I'm putting it in the slot. Fuck! I mean, it's right over the slot. God damn it! This shouldn't be that hard! You also have to manage every individual character's inventory, which is an incredible amount of micromanagement. You have to get downright obsessive-compulsive with your inventory organization if you want to find anything without 5 minutes of searching through 6 distinct inventories. In fact, it's the inventory system that made me rage quit this game and leave it unfinished up to now. Here's what happened. At the end of the game, you need to free the Great Earth Serpent from its prison so it can restore balance between order and chaos and save the universe. And to do that, you need to wear all the sacred Ophidian Serpent relics, because only the Hierophant of Balance, who wears all these items, can access the Temple of Balance. So I played the whole game collecting all the Serpent items until finally it was time to suit up. My destiny was all leading up to this. I donned the sacred serpent armor, wielded the powerful serpent staff. I wore the fabulous serpent earring. What? Serpent earrings, really? I wore the serpent necklace, the serpent crown, readied the mighty Ophidian sword, and finally, I wore the serpent ring. Wait, where the fuck is the serpent ring? Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no! Where the hell did I put the serpent ring? No joke, this actually happened. I played through the entire game, I got to this point, and I lost the goddamn serpent ring. Oh, I am so fucked. So fucked. I spent 2 hours searching in vain through every bag in every character's inventory, dumping everything out, dumping every bag on the floor, and separating every item, which are full of this chaotic mess of potions, magic scrolls. I got fucking coins in 3 different denominations. I got gold bars, piles on piles of fucking beef jerky. I got green cheese, crossbow bolts. My god, why didn't I organize the shit in my backpack better? Rings in Ultima 7 don't even look like rings. They look like 2x2 squares of pixels. This thing is fucking gone. I could have dropped it anywhere in the entire world, and I'll never be able to find it again. The universe is officially doomed because I'm an idiot and I lost the fucking ring. Can you imagine how frustrating it would be to play this game for weeks, only to get this far and lose a game critical item? I mean, yes, I admit it. I'm a fucking idiot. It's my fault. I should have been more careful with the absolutely vital magical relic, but after playing the Black Gate, I just gotten so numb to the mundanity of managing the packing habits of 6 fucking people, I could have put this fucking thing anywhere. I guess it's authentic to real life. Like, if you just threw the one ring of power into a backpack full of all the shit you collected over the course of an adventure, you'd be hopelessly fucked trying to find it too. Ah, but here's the killer part. I shouldn't have quit playing. Why? Because of another game glitch. Even though the game tells you that you need to find every single Serpent artifact, this is in fact not true. When you get to the end game, it checks for every single Serpent item, except one. It does not check for the Serpent ring. Pretty much a fail all around. I don't know, for some reason I just liked the Black Gate better. Maybe I was a little burned out, and maybe the ring thing pissed me off, but there seemed to be a lot more annoying puzzle solving in Serpent Isle. Your quest requires you to go to all these temples devoted to the various aspects of order and chaos, and each one of those is an exercise in puzzle solving, reading books, taking pop quizzes on stuff in those books. Wait, body transference? Author the Ultimate Warrior?
The Black Gate is nearly completed, Hulk Hogan! Soon the Guardian will descend from parts unknown, and the Mega Powers will truly unite! How should I prepare yourself, you may ask, Hulk Hogan? Should I cover my love chunk in catnip and teabag a horny lion? Should I brush my teeth in icy hot and rinse it out with lemon juice? I can feel it, dude! I can feel it calling in the air tonight! Oh, Lord!
Well, that was random. Anyway, the puzzles involving the books are really the most interesting ones. That's not saying much, though. The vast majority of the puzzles consist mainly of collecting items and putting them on pedestals. You do a lot of collecting items and putting them on pedestals. Virtually every single temple, and there's about a dozen of them, require you to collect symbols of stuff like the Comb of Beauty, the Abacus of Ethicality, the Mirror of Truth, Serpent Scepters, other bullshit, and finding pedestals to put them on. It just gets ridiculous at some point, and most of it doesn't even make any sense. I remember one puzzle near the end that requires you to find cubes of order and chaos and put them on a pedestal that builds a teleporter to another room, like 4 of these things. What the hell is a cube of order and a cube of chaos? Who makes these things and why? Did they go bad? Why would the Ophidians create so many needless hoops to jump through just to open doors and reach their places of worship? Even the very last thing you do in this game involves putting things on a pedestal when you have to put the serpent armor, staff, and crown on a table, which turn into the Eye of Balance. What do you do with the Eye of Balance? Why, you go into another room and put it on another pedestal. Then you put more stuff on the pedestal. Then you put the black rock snakes on the slots in the floor. This whole game, all you do is get things and put them on things. Hey, I found a thing. Let's find a thing to put it on. Here's some things. Let's find some more things to put them on. Let's put some things on things. Things on things. Here's some things to put on things to create things to put on more things. And there's way too many puzzles that require just flipping switches to open doors elsewhere, often leading to another room with more switches that open doors to rooms with even more switches. There's no logic or strategy to this. You're just meant to guess at combinations, running around until eventually you just exhaust all the other possibilities and find the right switches to proceed. The last temple is insane in this regard. As good as the plot in Serpent Isle is, and it's very good, the gameplay can be a serious drag. Still, I admit, there is a lot of fun to be had when the Banes take over the world because you genuinely don't know where it's going, and holy shit! Attacking jesters that are made of explosions, run! What the hell is going on? Fucking Chuckles has sworn revenge and mobilized an army of suicide bomber jesters, or what? I don't know, I guess I shouldn't bother trying to make sense of a world where cats explode when you click on them. Whoa, or do all cats do that? I've never had one. When you finally subdue the Banes, you collect their souls, resurrect your companions, and restore their sanity. Finally, you have to reform the Chaos Serpent, but the only way to bind it back together is through a human sacrifice. So your friend Dupre, unable to cope with the guilt of all the deaths he's caused at his hands, commits suicide in your place by hurling himself into a crematorium. That done, you go to the Temple of Balance, flip a lot of switches, put a shitload of things on other things, and finally release the Great Earth Serpent, which somehow pulls you into the void.
Balance is restored. Serpent Isle, Britannia, your Earth, the entire universe, all are saved. We thank you.
Well, 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 Avatar. You have managed to thwart me once again.
Well, actually, I thwarted Batlin, who released the Chaos Banes and tried to become immortal. Now that I think about it, the Guardian didn't really do anything. What was his plan? Huh.
But now here you are, poised at the edge of eternity. Perhaps you would join me on another world altogether. We do have a score to settle.
Whoa, wait. You mean to tell me the Great Earth Serpent, who totally owes me one, has nothing to say about this? This shit goes down right in front of him. Oh, holy shit, what the fuck, Earth Serpent, help me!
Sorry, Avatar. I'd love to help, but, kinda busy. Balance and stuff.
I mean, dude, that's just cold.